The whole idea behind that was that we should give wings to these children to fly, who may not have even sat on a train for that matter. So what we do is we take them on a joyride in an aeroplane, we take them to a city, make them visit some important locations over there in that city, take them to a McDonald's, give them a feel of having a meal at the McDonald's, and then get them back on that same flight once again.
Okay.
So it's basically giving wings to those children, and the smile on their faces makes every effort worth it. And the kind of satisfaction we get is next to none.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of the LIT podcast. I'm your host Achal Jindal, and I'm very thrilled to have a very special guest with us. The one who is instrumental in driving social change and community service across India. Let's welcome the National President of Roundtable India, Mr. Robin Agarwal. Welcome to the LIT podcast.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here.
How are you?
I'm absolutely fine.
I'm very thrilled to have this conversation with you, because I believe that organizations like Roundtable is playing a crucial role in fostering community spirit, providing essentials to the needful, and also driving a social positive change, through their dedication, through their support, through their initiatives. But before we dive into your, achievements and your current projects, I want you to, help my listeners with a bit of the background of the organization. So we'll start with very basics, the people who are not familiar, like what exactly is Roundtable? When was it established? And what was the primary objective and mission behind its establishment?
Roundtable India is actually a social organization which aims to foster brotherhood and fellowship across the entire country. And you'll be glad to know that in the entire country we are spread across more than 135 cities.
Okay.
And we have an active membership base of more than 5,000 tablers.
Okay, that's a huge network.
That is, and I'll come to that a bit later on as well, that why we are only 5,000. You may ponder upon the fact that 5,000 is not that big a number, but there is something which makes our organization very unique, and which I'll definitely talk about in the due course of our conversation.
Okay.
And it was established in the year, it's an international organization, Roundtable actually, and we are a member of Roundtable International. So It was formed in the 1920s. In India, we became a full member in 1962, with the first chapter opening in the city of Chennai.
Okay. So it's an international organization establishing its feet in India.
Yes, and we are spread across more than 56 countries.
Okay, and how many years you have been associated with Roundtable?
For me, it's my 12th year in Roundtable India.
Okay, and how do you feel about it?
I feel great. It's like an extended family which I have got, and I couldn't have asked for more.
Okay. Now, if we talk about the impactful initiatives the Roundtable has taken, for example, your Freedom Through Education, where you are constructing classrooms every single day, addressing the educational needs of the underprivileged. You have Freedom Through Fantasy Flight of Fantasy, where you are taking children, for a lifetime journey, taking them on luxurious rides, cars, right? Your health camps, your disaster relief camps. But what I believe is that with all these initiatives, there has to be a core value attached to it. When I say core value, it helps as an effort, or it helps as a guide for the tablers, to align their efforts as per the ethical standards of the organization. So what are your core values?
We thrive on, the motto of our organization is actually adopt, adapt and improve. And we keep on adopting to the current needs, what the society is requiring at this point in time. And we are very, very, dynamic in this respect. Now talking about, since you touched upon Flight of Fantasy, now it's something which is very new to us. The whole idea behind that was that we should give wings to these children to fly, who may not have even sat on a train for that matter. So what we do is we take them on a joyride in an aeroplane, we take them to a city, make them visit some important locations over there in that city, take them to a McDonald's, give them a feel of having a meal at the McDonald's, and then get them back on that same flight once again.
Okay.
So it's basically giving wings to those children, and the smile on their faces makes every effort worth it. And the kind of satisfaction we get is next to none. So that's just one of the new initiatives. And apart from that, you touched upon Freedom Through Education. Now again, that's an old initiative of ours. It started in the late 1990s. So under that initiative, we are building classrooms for the underprivileged children all across the country.
Okay.
And till now, we have built more than 9,000 classrooms all across India. And thanks to our donors who have been very supportive, PNG has been a long-term donor of ours. Apart from that, we have SBI cards, Bajaj Alliance. So many donors are there. And what makes us stand out again is that the amount of money our donors give, we put a matching grant from our end also.
Okay.
So it's not that we are fully funded by them.
Okay.
And that's what builds the trust upon the donors also, that okay, we are also doing our bit and utilizing their money to the best possible, wherever it's required, we are there.
Okay, so is there any particular amount that donors gives, or it depends project to project?
It depends year to year. Like PNG as of now is giving us close to 7 to 8 crores every year.
Okay.
So according, there are other donors, region specific donors. PNG is our pan India donor.
Okay.
Apart from that, we have our regional donors who come in, and we have a very robust system of identifying the schools.
Okay.
And the project cost again varies from location to location.
Location to location.
Yeah, for building a classroom in Delhi might be cheaper, maybe, or expensive compared to some other cities. So very dynamic in that nature.
So if we dive down into your this flagship project, that is Freedom Through Education, right? I'm sure it's a very crucial step, because I believe it's the only way to break the cycle of poverty, right? And open up opportunities for the underprivileged people. But now I'm sure there are so many people, so many support groups who need your support, right? So how do you identify that, you are going to help those people, or, how do you prioritize those projects?
See, what happens is, as I said, we are spread across more than 135 cities, and we have our chapters in all these cities. We have full trust upon our members. So we leave it to them to identify the projects.
Upon the regional?
Upon our members all across the country, upon the regional members as well. So they identify the projects, they send an application to us at the national board that this project requires funding, or it requires upliftment of the infrastructure facilities. We go through them in detail, understand the costs involved and how needy is actually the project is. And then we take a final call, and again we give them the allotment, and then they execute the same.
Okay, so the fund comes from the national level, right?
Yes.
So for every project?
Yes.
Okay. So, I was actually caught by that attention. I'll take you back to your flight through fantasy. Would you like to share any memorable experience, where, which made you feel happy, or your tablers happy, when you see the smiles on their children, which could describe actually their feeling?
See, it's very difficult to pinpoint one, because every initiative, every time we make them fly, we give wings to ourselves also. We fly high, looking at the excitement on the faces of the children, the way they are reacting, and I mean, it's a feeling next to none. As I said, like very recently we took around 128 children from Jaipur to Delhi.
In a flight? In
a flight, yes. Again, took them to Rashtrapati Bhavan, made them see around the place, took them to a McDonald's, allowed them to order whatever they wanted to order. So that joy, that happiness actually cannot be replaced. So it cannot be put in words also. It's very difficult to put in words. But the kind of satisfaction we get looking at the faces, the pictures, the videos which come in at times, it's actually a very, very surreal feeling, and it cannot be replaced. So
I'm sure when you see the direct impact of your efforts, I think this is something where you see, directly that, your efforts are coming live at that particular moment.
Actually, we'll be pleased to know this year we did another initiative called Book a Smile.
Book a Smile.
So it was Let's Go Cinepolis actually. So in that, what we did was we took 10,000 kids all across the country on a single day to a movie show. It was a free movie show we tied up with Cinepolis. We took 10,000 children in more than 40 cities. So they got a feel of a multiplex theatre. Popcorn was there, cold drinks was there. So it's like, why should we make them feel underprivileged? We should also make them feel privileged when we have the resources and the opportunity to do that. So likewise, as I said, we keep adopting, and we are very dynamic. Whatever the requirements are there, we challenge ourselves to go to the next possible level, and we just execute it with a smile.
That's pretty touching, and I'm sure. So, during pandemic, where the world was actually seeing unprecedented challenges, especially in the sectors of education and healthcare, how did Roundtable respond to that critical period?
It's actually a very good question, because till pandemic, we were focusing more on education infrastructure upliftment only. But pandemic was actually a very big eye-opener for us that yes, India needs, in terms of healthcare also, upliftment is needed, and we all saw that. So that time again, we had our donors coming in. We approached donors. We did a lot of work in healthcare. That initiative is called Project Heal, like how we have FTE, Freedom to Education. So here that time we constructed ICU beds in ICU wards in many hospitals. Oxygen concentrators were given. We ran free kitchen services all across the country wherever we could. When meals were delivered, everything was shut. So people were struggling to find meals also. So we had these year-long initiatives of RTI Kitchen, where free meals was distributed. In terms of healthcare, oxygen concentrators, lab equipments, ICU wards, whatever we could do, we feel that where the requirement was there, we tablers were there. So yeah, that's what I've always believed in. Where nobody else can reach round table, and we tablers definitely reach over there.
Good to hear that. So, since you were mentioning about a huge network, so how do you mobilize your resources and volunteers for, a particular project?
See, luckily we don't have to mobilize anything. It's all driven by the passion of all the 5,000 plus tablers which we have.
Okay.
And we put all our, personal experience from personal life and professional life into use. And we try our level best to uplift the society in whatever ways we can. This is not just a movement, actually. It's a passion for all the tablers. And this is what drives the movement. So nothing has to be told from top above that this is what is to be done. We are very lucky that our tablers are so passionate that they automatically come forward and keep doing something or the other to uplift the society, to make it a better place at this age also.
So you don't have to micromanage them?
No, we don't have to actually.
That's good to hear. Okay. Now for our listeners who might want to work with you or who might want to support you, like how can they join you or support Roundtable?
So I would urge all our listeners to please follow our social media handles. If you want to join us, please drop in a message on our social media handles or get in touch with any of our tablers. We are present all across the country actually. You meet a tabler, you tell them that you want to be a part of your movement, and then we'll take a call. As I said, what actually makes us different from other organizations. Roundtable India is a very young organization. We never age. Now, why do I say that? Because at the age of 40, we have to retire. So we are no longer members after 40. So after 40, we retire and we can join one more organization called the 41ers Club, which is for members after 40.
Extension of...
Yeah, but Roundtable India membership ceases at the age of 40.
Okay.
So that's why we only have 5,000 active tablers. If you look at the entire network, it's 2 lakhs because there are members who have retired from our organization. Every year we have close to 500 retirements, and every year we have close to 700, 800 inductions also. That's how we keep increasing our strength also of our movement. And
so how do you take the experiences of the 41 Club, right?
Yeah, they're always there to support us. Our 41ers are nothing but our seniors who have been in this movement, who have understood what Roundtable India is all about. They're always there to help us in whatever ways they can, and their experience always matters.
That's good to know. Okay, so since you have already impacted countless lives, so looking forward, what are the future plans of Roundtable or expansions of your existing initiatives that you're particularly excited about?
See, since it's a very dynamic organization, as I said, we keep adopting and adapting to the current needs. We try and build upon what is already there. We believe we are already doing great work for the society, and whatever we can do to build upon it, we come up with new initiatives every now and then, try and approach more donors who can come on board with us, join hands with us, so that we can make more impact in the society, because we are very eager to do whatever we can to uplift the society, make it a better place, especially for the underprivileged children. And as far as expansion plan goes, yes, we do look into expansion, but we are not very, very desperate that we have to expand. If we believe that, yes, any center is there where Roundtable India can be formed, we go all out in forming them. But it's not that we have to spread our wings all across and we go all out doing that. We don't do that. We try to maintain a little bit of exclusivity also about our movement. So that's how we run, and we are in a very good headspace as of now.
So as of now, no new initiative like you've been coming up, like freedom through education?
Heal, as I said, is quite new. It's only 3 years.
Okay.
So we are trying to build upon that as of now. And then once we have a strong foothold in this sector, then maybe we can look at some other thing which the need may arise. And as I said, because of our dynamic nature, if we feel a need is there, then we shall definitely venture into that also.
That's good to know. Okay, now I think we had a lot of insights on Roundtable, but now let's get to know you. So, your favorite book?
Oh, that's quite easy actually. I've only read one book. It's called The Alchemist. I don't know why I read it, but yeah, that's the only book I read. So
okay, so what's your favorite learning from it? Like
I don't remember anything I read in the book actually.
Okay, so you're quite not a book reader.
No, I'm not. Especially after my college days, no.
Okay, coffee or tea?
I would rather prefer a glass of orange juice, always.
Okay, your go-to hobby for relaxation?
Listening to music, watching sports. That's
Cricket.
Yeah, cricket especially, yes.
Okay, one place in India you love to visit?
Can't pinpoint one. Still yet to find that place which I would love to visit every now and then. But still searching for that place. Yeah.
So hills or beach?
Hills always.
Okay, so best advice you've ever received?
If you want to be a pleaser, start selling ice creams. Don't try to be a leader.
Okay, morning person or a night owl?
Depends upon the company.
Okay, so you're both.
Yes.
Okay, favorite movie of all time?
जो जीता वही सिकंदर.
Okay, so you love that golden era.
Yes.
So your favorite Bollywood actor?
Salman Khan.
Oh, I have the same. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Robin, for joining us and sharing your experience with us. It was quite an incredible conversation.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoyed it.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure interacting with you. Thank you.
Thank you. And for my listeners, thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to follow me on YouTube under the name The LIT Podcast and The Parenthood Journal on Instagram. The links are mentioned in the description.